Yo, Kpaceguy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 16 of Bang for Your Buck, where I go out and find you speakers, TVs, receivers, and any other thing that does not break the bank. So this is a product that I've actually been using for probably 3 years or so now, and that's the Samsung 21U equipment rack that I've been using in my home theater for the last 3 years. And it's a bang for your buck in my personal opinion because of the size of it, the price of it, the strength, and the ability to hold multiple different types of AV equipment for your home theater. I've always had an entertainment stand, like a TV stand or something that had cubby holes and everything for my racks or for my equipment. But having a rack has done a lot of wonders for me. One, it has allowed me to have more space since I have so many components. Not all of it can fit inside a TV stand or entertainment center. It also allows all my equipment to be in one general place. So it's all in one row. I can turn knobs and press buttons all right there in one section. And then the third thing is to let it all breathe. All my equipment is very much open into the world, so that dust doesn't really collect. There's fans in there, but I don't necessarily need them because it's an open back and open front rack, so all the air dissipates, does not get trapped like it would inside an entertainment stand. Now this particular rack is a 21U rack, meaning it's rather tall and you can get different size of shelves or as many shelves as you want to, so that you can stack all your components. Me personally, I have an Anthem AVM70 preprocessor, I have a Monolith 7 amplifier, I have a OSD audio amplifier, there's a Blu-ray player, there's a Crown amplifier, and I think there's a Nintendo and maybe one other thing in there too. So I have a lot of components and they all fit inside this rack on some shelves. The shelves are very sturdy, they handle a good bit of weight, but if you have heavier things like my Monolith 7 that weighs 100 pounds, you want to put that towards the bottom where most of the weight can be handled. But there's many options for racks. Now I like this one because it comes in at current time $275 USD, $275 right now. But if you're like me and you're a little bit stingy with your money, you can actually go to Amazon right now and click on their 5 monthly payments and break it down into payments instead of shooting all that $275 up at once if you don't want to. Now the price is pretty good and the rack itself is nice, but what also makes this a bang for your buck is that you can have it in different types. So mine's a 21U, you can do a 16U I think, or a 7 or 9 or whatever it is. You can get a small rack or you can get a large one, whatever you want. Men, please, I know where your mind's going right now. Stop it. We're not talking about women's racks, we're talking about equipment racks, guys. Keep your mind out of the gutter. Golly. Anyway, I think this is a bang for your buck because it gets all your equipment all in one area, allows it to breathe. You can even put fans inside of this rack. So if you would like to have some sort of exhaust where you get rid of some of that heat to keep your equipment even more safe, you can put some rack fans inside of your rack and have a nice, safe rack for all of your equipment. Now, there are no doors on this. There's no backing on it, which I think is great because it gives you access to all the back panels of your equipment. But there's no case for the front. It's not an enclosed kind of rack. So everything is open and exposed. If you need something that has a door where you can lock it away, keep the kids' fingers off, this does not provide that for you. Although I think if you're handy with a little bit of wood or whatever, you can probably make yourself a door. But me personally, I didn't need a cabinet styled rack because I like having all of my things open and being able to breathe. As a YouTuber, I'm constantly pressing buttons and everything for the video, so it's nice to have the access. And with where my rack is stored, it's inside a closet, so that extra space that it would need for the door to open, I don't necessarily have. So I do like this rack for that reason. Now we can't close this video without mentioning the fact that it has wheels on the bottom. I think that is a no-brainer. If you're gonna have a rack, it makes sense to have wheels, otherwise how are you gonna get to things behind it? Also, they all have screws down the side so you can screw in those mounts. You can screw in those shelves so that nothing can rattle loose when the fans kick on or when the sound system's on. Nothing vibrates free. It all gets screwed down and in place, which makes it really nice and safe when you do need to move that rack, turn it around and get behind it. It is handy. Also, I can't tell you how many times that I've taken the rack out, moved it across the room, cleaned the closet, moved the rack in without having to take out any of my equipment. It's all there in the rack. All I gotta do is just connect my speaker wires and my cables, and I can move that rack anywhere I want to on its wheels and then push it back. So it's really nice instead of having to one by one move all the equipment out of the rack or move it out of the closet to get to where I need to go. So it's a much better option for me. I will have a link in the description down below for this particular rack, the Samson 21U. Again, there are about 4 or 5 different sizes of this same rack, but I got the biggest one, of course. So you can kind of tailor it to how many pieces of equipment you have and how much you need to house. So there will be a link down below in the description. Video not sponsored. Samson doesn't even know I'm on the earth, but I thought I would share with you guys something that I thought was a bang for your buck. Be sure to check out the playlist called Bang for Your Buck, where I've gone through and found speakers and cables and things that I think are really good value that doesn't break your pocket. I have tons of things on there that you guys will probably be interested in, and we'll have more on in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you guys in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.
Say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.